So my animal is the Philippine eagle, also known as the Thecaphagou fairy. And my focus question is, how does the Philippine eagle use the unique structure of its wings and tail in order to better maneuver its environment and maintain homeostasis? So the Philippine eagle lives in the Philippines, obviously, and it primarily lives in heavily forested areas where it is basically at the top of its food chain. It has almost no predators and eats basically everything. And this is definitely partly due to the unique structure of its wings and tail. Uh, so its wings are relative to its body length, pretty short and boxy, and its tail is pretty long and boxy, which has been termed the Goshawk silhouette. Uh, and this silhouette helps the eagle make quick bursts of movement and sharp turns and fly very fast through trees while avoiding obstacles, which is very beneficial for the eagle because it helps the eagle fly through its environment and catch prey, for one, very efficiently. And along with this, by being able to make quick bursts of movement, it can escape any possible danger that it may face, uh, helping it stay alive. And then lastly, uh, the Philippine eagle is still able to soar, which is pretty unusual for birds that can make these quick movements. Think of like hummingbirds, like they can make these quick movements by flapping their wings really fast, but they don't soar. So by being able to soar, the Philippine eagle is able to uh, travel across its habitat and large territory very quickly, which is helpful in finding things such as food and mates and anything it needs to maintain homeostasis. So in my figure 1, you can see the Philippine eagle, and as you can see, it has relatively short, boxy wings and a long, boxy tail, which is the Goshawk silhouette that helps it make these movements and help it stay alive. My figure 2 here is the Philippine eagle's geographic range. As you can see, it lives in the Philippines on the islands of Sate, Samar, Mindanao, and Luzon, some more than others. But on these islands, it's primarily dipterocarp forest, which is pretty heavily treed forests that are of the dipterocarp family, and this is where the Philippine eagle usually lives. It also lives in gallery forests that can be found on these islands, which are just forests by water sources that aren't really surrounded by many other trees. So by living in these forests, its wings and tail are very beneficial for it to maintain homeostasis. Uh, However, in its environment, there's lots of deforestation due to commercial reasons, and this forces the Philippine eagle to live in second growth, which is just what grows after forests have been knocked down for commercial use. This isn't very good for the Philippine eagle because it's not much to eat there, not a very good environment, so they're declining pretty quickly. There's only about 400 pairs left in the wild, estimated. So my figure 3, this is the Philippine eagle's food web. On the food web, you can see that the Philippine eagle will eat basically any other animal in its environment because it is much stronger and faster. A lot of this is due to its wings, because its wings allow it to make these quick movements and cover larger areas that allow it to spot prey, and in doing this it can catch way more animals. And its only predator is the red-tailed rat snake, which has been known to eat baby Philippine eagles, although this is very rare. And the reason that the Philippine eagle might only have one predator is because it is able to escape any danger because of the quick movements it can make. And on this graph, you can see the body lengths, the average body lengths compared to the average wingspans of the Philippine eagle, the bald eagle, Steller's sea eagle, and the golden eagle. And as you can see, the Philippine eagle and the bald eagle have a pretty similar ratio of body length to wingspan, which makes sense because they're both in pretty heavily forested areas. And by having this shorter wingspan relative to their body length, they're able to maneuver these obstacles in their environment. And then the Stellar Sea Eagle and the Golden Eagle have longer wingspans relative to their body length, which makes sense because the Stellar Sea Eagle is generally found in open waterfront areas that don't have very many obstacles, so it's more suited for gliding by having these longer wings. And the Golden Eagle is the same thing. It is in pretty open desert areas where gliding is better suited for it. So, in conclusion, I found that the Philippine Eagle's wings and tail, the ghost shock silhouette, allow it to, one, hunt better and find more food and nutrition by allowing it to maneuver through these trees much more efficiently and hunt more effectively, helping it maintain homeostasis. Two, it is able to avoid any possible danger that it may face by making these quick movements. And three, it's able to soar, which allows it to find more food and mates and whatever it needs to maintain homeostasis. So the ghost shock silhouette definitely helps the Philippine eagle survive.